Well, good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, a little early, a little squirrely, a little earlier than I usually am because today I have a birthday party to go to. Um, the times were changed. It was supposed to be later, but life happens, so I have to leave earlier. And I had to move my live stream time up a little bit. So here we are. Let's do this. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. I see you. Thank you very much. I see some new faces in here or new icons, profile pics. Is that what they are? Some new profile pics in here. Skylar, Joseph, Matt, Diesel, Jeff, James, Chris, Eric, East Coast Temple, Matthew Mittens, all of you, and then some. I see you. Thank you for being here on a Saturday morning. What were you guys up to? Anybody mowed their lawn yet or did something in the garage? You guys cleaning stuff out, spring cleaning, even though it's not spring, washing cars, Saturday shit. Going to the hardware store, or as my son calls it, the hardwood store. My wife doesn't want me to correct him because she thinks it's cute. It is kind of cute. But someday he will say it right, and that'll be the end of some of his cuteness. They get old so fast. But anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. mygreengear.com, jerichogreen.net. And now sometimes people hit me and say, my super chat didn't go through. YouTube removed my super chat. If that's ever a problem, you can always do it Venmo style, which is Green for Green. And my Cashapp is $ Jericho Green and the number 1. But before we get into all that shit, this live stream is brought to you by Keto with Jericho. That's right. Are you among the diet resistant? We've been told forever that diet and exercise are the keys to weight loss, but that doesn't work for everybody, especially after we reach the ages of 35 to 50, where any expert will tell you weight loss becomes much harder. You don't know it, but in 30 seconds, you're going to learn how to help skyrocket energy levels, boost your metabolism, and help reach your weight loss goals quicker. Now listen closely. The secret is elevating your ketone levels with an amazing new keto powder. It boosts metabolism, helping make your weight management efforts easier than ever. To further reinforce this fact, it has thousands of satisfied customers. Stop what you're doing and ask yourself how good you'll look in a year if you start using this amazing keto powder right now. Try it today, risk-free for 60 days, simply by going to ketowithjericho.com. Oh, yes, it'll be in the description box. This is time sensitive, so hurry. After entering your details, you'll receive your bag delivered to your doorstep in a few short days. What? We could use some easy things in life, can't we? Well, this is easy. Check it out, clickety-clack, get that keto powder, and use it. I'm down 30-plus pounds myself. And, of course, if you've ever struggled with weight loss or anything like that, really anything that you need to stop doing, just got to start. Just start. That's the hardest part, is taking that first step. I don't mean to get all cliche and Tony Robbins on you, but just start. All right? Thank you very much, people. Dave, it's your birthday? Go, shawty. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, man. How old are you? How old are you? How many years young are you? Oh, happy birthday. Whatever you do, have fun. If it's alcohol-based, mix some water in there so your head's not going tomorrow morning. And, 78. All right, well, you probably are going to toast something. Happy birthday. Happy 78th, Dave. Hopefully your significant other does something weird to you tonight. Fingers crossed. Johnny Yuma says his is on the 22nd. Early happy birthday. Or maybe you'll be here on the 22nd. I will, unless it falls on a Sunday, Johnny Yuma. But if it's not on a Sunday, we'll be right here. Remind us. We'll all say happy birthday to you. Duke, what's up? Lala HK, Ivan, Max, Bang, the Ferg, what's up? Welcome in. Come on in. Come on in. The water's fine, man. So, you saw the thumbnail. That was a selfie of Lori Lightfoot. Dave Morey says she's 80. So, oh, she got her a tenderoni. She's a cradle robber. She got her a young one. It don't matter. That means you guys are even better at it. You've been doing it even longer. Shoot. Let's see. What is going on in here? Anyway, so you saw the picture. It is a selfie of the mayor of Chicago. I thought that was an accurate photo. I thought that was dead on. You tell me right now. You tell me right now that does not look like Lori Lightfoot. Look at it. You tell me that's not her. It is, right? And I put on there she hates Chicago because she does. Because there are some laws, there are some new laws coming down the pipe for you Chicagoans in 2023, starting January 1, 2023. Let's see. Got our first super. I believe you are the super chat cherry popper of the day. Bidenus pervertus. That name sounds familiar. That's his Latin name. You know, we call something like a daisy, but the Latin name is like Daisius flowerus or some shit like that. This is Biden's. If you look him up in a encyclopedia, in a wildlife encyclopedia, that's what you're going to see. It'll say Joe Biden, but under the Latin in the parentheses, it'll say Bidenus pervertus. So thank you very much, first of all. And he says, you hear about the girl in Cali who got her head cut off. Yeah, I saw some headlines. I didn't read the article. I mean, that's just disgusting. Yeah, it was some lady, I guess she was in a park or something like that, and she was decapitated. And being that there are no pictures of the assailant, we could probably guess what they look like. Because if they look at their Rubik's Cube of give a shit. If the perpetrator is the right color, if he's white, even more so a white man, they'll his picture be plastered everywhere. So it must be a person of color. But I didn't read the article. I mean, really, I didn't want to because that's just a fucking horrifying story. Says he's a Hispanic male. Well, yeah, there you go. That's why they didn't show his picture. I wonder if he was legal or not. That's a real question these days. Terrible. But I put on there that she hates Chicago because, well, obviously she does. Look at the crime rate. And when you hear about these new laws that are hitting the books, hitting the streets, January 2023, there's no way you can disagree with the fact that she hates the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois. Don't forget, the hate goes all the way to the top. Also, now the queen is racist. We all know Queen Elizabeth died, but now the people are all saying all this horrible shit about her. She was a colonizer. She's racist. One guy was toasting to her death on TV. Where was all of this venom and vigor when she was alive? Why now that she's dead? What were you afraid of? Anyway, we're going to talk about that shit. And the Smollyeites at Duke University, because they graduated from the Juicy Smollett School of Hoax bullshit. The girl who claimed that she was called the N-word by some fan at a game. Come on, man. You can't even say that shit with a straight face. But more evidence has come out, and it's not a shocker. Let's see. Nzinga 75. I hope I said that right. She says, at Jericho Green, I had to sell my home and flee the south side of Chicago in January. I can't believe these new laws that will affect all of Illinois. Thank you for what you do. Number one, I'm glad you got out of there. Number two, damn, moving in January in Chicago? Shit. It must have been bad. It must have been bad for you to brave those elements to get the hell up out of there. So I'm glad you have. I'm hoping you're in a safer area. It's got to be anything safer than south side of Chicago. But thank you for that comment, and I'm glad you got out. And yeah, it's a real shame. And it's a helpless, hopeless feeling when you have to leave somewhere. It's not because you want to. It's different if for whatever reason, I want to move something new, and you start looking into homes, and you have school age kids, you're looking into schools, and you go into all that whole process of moving. It's different when you want to, but when you have to, like it's too dangerous, we got to get the fuck out of here, or it's too expensive and too dangerous, we got to get the fuck out of here. That's not a good feeling. You don't want to be shoved and pushed out of your home. If you move somewhere, you want it to be on your terms. We know how important it is to do things on our terms in life, and that's fucked up. And to have things like this that are going to happen, these new laws that are coming into play, to have those happen and totally be against your will. You didn't vote for that shit. There's nowhere in the world anybody with a functioning brainstem would vote for the shit that I'm about to tell you. Nobody. Snap. Nzinga75 says, I own my home for 18 years and I'm a former CPS teacher, Chicago Public Schools. I bet. You know what you should do, Nzinga75? You should write a book. Because I'm sure being a teacher in the Chicago public school system, it has given you so many stories, some good, but a lot of bad, I'm sure, and unfortunately. But when you hear these laws that are coming and you're living in Illinois and you're living in Chicago, where it's probably going to have even more of a profound effect on you because of the violence there, like there's nothing you can do about it. You didn't want this. You don't want these people getting out. You don't want these people just getting their fingerprints taken and released back out on the street. Their victim's body isn't even cold yet, and they're back on the street. Nobody wants that. So for them to jam shit down your throat and force these laws on you is really fucked up, and it's a terrible feeling. Angie G says, left California because we knew at some point we couldn't afford to stay. Yeah, I think that's coming. That's another thing. Not only to be forced out of your home, meaning your home state, your home city, or whatever. That's fucked up. But then also being priced out. Like, I just can't afford to stay. It's terrible. And that's happening in California all the time. And this could possibly happen to me. I've said before, I want to get out of California, but it could hasten my decision if the price keeps going up. Now, if the money you get paid keeps going up and they're going neck and neck, hey, we can do this all day. But when the price of goods and services go up and the pay stays right here, that's no bueno. Christine Courtney says it's a plan. Of course. You can't have this kind of effect on people by accident. These evil bastards plan this shit, and it is going off without a hitch. And I didn't get a good gun story today. Like I said, the times got changed on me. I was a little... I'm about to answer your question right now, Lord German Husbando. Thank you very much. She says, Jericho, what prompted the early live? Plans changed. Shit got moved up. I have a birthday party to go to. It's a friend's 40th birthday, so it's a big deal. So, yeah, that's what happened. And then it got moved up on me twice, which is why I didn't have a chance. I didn't have time to pull a good gun story. I didn't want to force it. I didn't just want to grab something just for the sake of grabbing it. So shame on me. But I'll make it up to you. We'll have a great good gun on Monday. So there you go, Lord German Husbando. That's why. So like I said, JerichoGreen.net, mygreengear.com. So let's talk about these new laws that are coming down in Chicago. Oh no, I got them here. Here we go. And this shit, sometimes when you see things, like if you see it on an official, like a local news website or some kind of official website to where you can believe it, that's one thing. But when somebody sends it to you and it's so crazy, you're like, wait, what? Like, I need to look this up. I need to verify this because this could be like some, what's that shit called? Hold on, let me look it up. I'll ask you guys. That company, they're the something B, and they always put up like all their shit, all their headlines are just over the top outrageous, and you know that it can't be true. But it's just funny because we live in a time where it could be. Like if it wasn't on this website, you wouldn't believe it, but it could be because some empty suit has said this very same thing. The Babylon Bee, that's what it is. So, if you see it on the Babylon Bee, then you know, okay, it's funny. But sometimes you see shit and you're like, it's so crazy. Is this for real? And yes, it is. Here we go. Those of you like Nzinga 75, and I saw somebody else in here who was living near Chicago. This shit right here, it's going to hit a little different. Here we go. So Illinois non-detainable offenses beginning January 1, 2023, meaning non-detainable means we can't hold you. We can't detain you. We got to let you go. We got to, get a picture, get some fingerprints, and have a good day. Here's a goodie bag with some hand sanitizer and Chicago PD stickers in it. Have a good one. Maybe a couple pencils in there. Have a good day. So here we go. Aggravated battery. When it's aggravated, that's something a little extra. That means some real bad shit. Aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing. So you can just bounce. You have the Safety Act. Safety Act. Isn't that ironic? The Safety Act is the most unsafe thing they could possibly do. Arson. So you can burn people's shit down. Burglary. This is one of my favorites here. Drug-induced homicide. So if it's not drug-induced, you're coming with me. If you were high on some shit, all right, wasn't your fault. It was the dope. Blame it on the dope. Intimidation. See, intimidation, that has a ripple effect. So let's say somebody's going to testify against you because they saw you doing some shit. If you intimidate them, then they're not going to testify, and then your violent ass gets to stay out on the street and have more victims. So there's somebody walking around in that city whistling Dixie, somebody in that state, the state of Illinois, whistling Dixie, and you could have kept your life and kept on living, but since that person got intimidated and didn't testify, now this fool's out in the street and he's coming to kill you. So there's another person in that state who could be living their life, but since that monster didn't go to prison, now they're free to reoffend. Kidnapping. Isn't that nice? All you people out there with a hankering for kidnapping, just do it in Illinois. Robbery. Give me your shit. This is a stick up. I get to traumatize you with a gun or a knife or some kind of weapon or strong arming you and taking your money. And just keep in mind, all these people will be released because these are non-detainable offenses. Now, I know the criminals who got busted for this shit before, like, oh man, shit, I should have waited till January 2023 to do that shit, but you didn't. So after robbery, we have, and this is probably the best one. This is probably the best one of all. Second-degree murder. So my two favorites so far are drug-induced homicide, you got to be high, and second-degree murder. Isn't that something? I know we call this the land of opportunity, but shit. I didn't think they meant that. I didn't think they meant this is the land of opportunity to batter, rob, kidnap, intimidate, murder their fellow citizens. I didn't think that that's what they meant when they said the land of opportunity. And last but not least, threatening a public official. So I'm going to kill you. I'm going to blow this shit up or whatever. All of those previously mentioned non-detainable offenses starting January 1, 2023. How excited, because you got a split screen in Illinois. On one side, you have the law-abiding citizens who are scared as shit. And on the other side, you have criminals. It's almost like watching a reality show. And in one room, you have the scared citizens. And in the other room, you have the criminals. And the citizens are like, oh, shit, what are we going to do? I got to get a gun. Shit like that. And of course, in Illinois, some of the strictest gun laws, specifically Chicago, some of the toughest gun laws in the country for you, the law-abiding citizen, not the criminal. Don't be ridiculous. They can do whatever the fuck they want. You're the one who's hamstrung. So on one side of the screen, you have the worried citizens of Illinois. Oh, shit, what's going to happen? It's going to get worse. And on the other side, it looks like somebody just won a NASCAR race because the criminals are popping champagne. They're jumping up, screaming, high-fiving, chest bumping, all that kind of shit, because it's about to go down. I mean, all this shit I was worried about looking at years for, 5, 10, 15 years, 20, whatever the penalty is for these before January 2023. So all these crimes that I was sweating it over, that I had to worry about, I had to change my criminal ways to avoid penalty. As long as I keep it in this box of crazy shit I can do, it's on, I'm out. So if that criminal is eating something, they're eating dinner, oh shit, there's a victim, they commit the crime, they get arrested, come back, they'll be back home before that dinner's cold. It'll still be warm. Like shit, I don't even have to microwave it. It's still warm. For these heinous crimes, second-degree murder, burglary, that means breaking into somebody's house, drug-induced homicide, kidnapping. You'd think this would be a list of offenses that you get more punishment for. Like, we're going hard. We're going to really clamp down on these little law-breaking bastards. No. Non-detainable offenses. So that's why I say she hates Chicago. That's why I say they hate Illinois. Why would, at any time, especially this one, but why at any time would you take it easy on criminals? Why? The only time they should mess with laws like this if they're increasing the penalty. There is never a reason to tone it down on criminal punishment. Why? We're never going to get to a point where, all right, looking good. No more crime, no more violence. We're good. Society's good. Everybody's peaceful. Let's go ahead and roll back these punishments. That'll never happen. Never. So why do this? Who does this help? Other than the criminals, who does this help? Are the people of Chicago, the people of Illinois, when a criminal's being taken into the police cruiser, have the citizens start saying, hey, take it easy on him, man, let him out. It's all right. I'll make another daughter. Don't worry. He was drug-induced when he killed her. It's fine. I've been robbed before. I'll deal with the trauma. Let him out. Hey, it's cool. It's just a building. They burned it down. It's just my life's work. Let him go. Are the citizens of Illinois doing this all of a sudden? Oh, they're not? So why would you be rolling back punishment on these criminals? I don't understand that. I don't ever see a time in America's future where we can do that. We got too many jackasses. We got too many dummies. We got too many demons running around this country to ever do that. Magnus Ver 80 says, because JG, it's a play from the communist playbook. Does Cuba ring a bell? Yeah. That's what they do. Take your money first, or your money. They take your weapons first, so you can't say no. Then they take your money. The government controls everything. They nationalize everything. Doesn't that sound good? Nationalize. It belongs to us all. And then you will watch your prosperity and your choices in life slow to a trickle and then eventually be turned off completely. That's why the Democrats don't want immigrants coming here from Cuba, because Cuba has been under that communist rule and they don't want that shit no more. And they know which party is going to try to implement it here. They're not stupid. Even though Biden said poor kids are just as smart as white kids. Remember that? So just because they have skin darker than a piece of copier paper doesn't mean they're dumb. That's why they don't want them here. They don't like them because they think for themselves and they're not falling for the bullshit. But Cuba, yeah, Venezuela. Remember Bernie Sanders on the campaign trail? We need to look to Venezuela as a means to find out how to do communism. Venezuela is a beacon of socialism. Yeah, look at Venezuela. They had to release the animals from the zoo so people wouldn't eat them. The meat, they were eating out of dumpsters and eating gray meat. Gray. Look in your refrigerator right now in your meat drawer. If you looked in there right now and saw some of your meat turn gray, what would you do with it? You would throw that shit in the trash so you don't get sick. What did they do when they saw gray meat in Venezuela? They got excited because they're finally going to get some protein. Communism is horrible, and they don't want to tell you about the body count. That's something else that's in that documentary, Uncle Tom, too. If you haven't seen it, you need to. Shout out to my man Chad, Justin. Shout out to Michelle. You need to, because one of the facets, one of the departments in the mall of communism is body count. And if you don't go along, they will bind your hands behind your back. They will put you against the wall or in front of a pre-dug ditch and put a bullet in your head, and your lifeless body will either fall in the ditch or fall to the ground, having your brains splattered on the wall behind you. They don't tell you about that. Oh, it's so everybody can have everything, equality, equity, all that bullshit. But they don't tell you about the tens of millions of people who have to die. Do you think it's going to be tens of millions of politicians that are dying? Hell no. It's going to be tens of millions of you. They're not going to kill themselves. They're not going to kill their own. They're not going to kill their inner circle. They're going to kill your ass. But here's some dummies in America ushering it in. Come on in. Socialism. These politicians are calling themselves democratic socialists out loud. There was a time in recent history in this country where there were a few things worse than being a fucking commie. That's something we all got behind, black, white, and otherwise. A commie? Nothing worse than a damn commie. Now, shit, they're in office. They're elected in the positions of power. Boy, how far we've come, huh? From a commie being the worst thing to them wanting commies to be the only thing. And Lala HK says, I won't comply to a tyrannical government. That's why they got to take your guns first. That's why rule number one is to take your guns, because your guns is the only means for you to say no in the face of a tyrannical government. Because if you think they're going to show up to your house with some billy clubs, you're out of your mind. They're going to show up to your house with guns you couldn't afford. Well, technically you can because you paid for theirs. Yeah, that's the one thing. Flame Rock says, get a shotgun. That's the one thing Biden's perverters has said that I agree with. He said, get a shotgun. You don't need no AR-15. Get a shotgun. Now, the AR-15 part, that's stupid. But get a shotgun, yes, you should. Because you can hit your target with minimal effort. But every American, the federal government should give us a gun every year, or give us some kind of gift certificate, $1,000 a year to spend on either gun training, aftermarket parts, or a gun itself. Why not? What are you scared of? What are you scared of? You're damn right. We should all be armed. That's how you keep shit from happening. When I do these good gun stories, that's the only thing that stands between the victim and death or harm, is that gun. I've done stories about old women, 80-some-year-old women walking away unscathed because they have a gun. Kids at home watching their siblings stay alive because they have a gun. That's the only reason. The lady who was getting robbed at the bus station at 4:30 in the morning in Chicago, the only reason she's still here is because she had a gun and she shot that little puto in his neck. That's why. These criminals, these hoodlums, these barbarians, they're coming to kill. And if you don't have something to protect yourself, you're going to get killed. They don't care. You heard the laws that I just read you in Illinois that will be non-detainable. You think the criminals are worried? Criminals ain't worried about shit. We have to be worried. You Illinoisans have to be worried. David Staley, Springfield, Illinois. Well, it's about to get a little less safe come January, David. That is unreal. There'll never be a time in our country's future where we can roll back punishment and go softer on crime. Never. Starting in Illinois. Illinois, another Democrat leftist shithole that is doing some radical shit. These are testing grounds. These are petri dishes. Petri dishes are usually round, but in these cases, they're shaped like Illinois. They're shaped like California. They're shaped like New York. As you read these articles, these crazy bastards on the left coast, the East Coast, it's coming to you. It's coming to you. That's why they don't vote on shit like this, because no sane person is going to vote for this. Oh, drug-induced homicide, they can be released? That makes sense. Ah. Mo Howard, thank you for the Hamilton. Yeah, one of the things worse than being a commie back in the day was being a pedo. But now that's practically accepted. That's what they want. Their ultimate goal is complete capitulation on our part and unfettered access to our children. Why do you think they're blurring the lines in school, telling kids, hey, we'll call this club this? And don't tell your parents about that. Why would you tell a kid that? The only person who should be telling a kid, hey, don't tell one of your parents, is a mother or father when they're doing something that they don't want the other parent to know, like eating some candy with the kid for breakfast. Don't tell your mom. Buying your daughter something. Oh, don't tell your dad. That kind of shit. That's the only time an adult should be telling a kid not to say something to another adult. Other than that, it's a perverted shit and it's weird. And we need to get that kid to safety. No teacher or counselor, student counselor, whatever, should ever be telling a child, well, don't say anything to your parents about this. Having a forced pride week at a school in Texas. Why do you think they're doing that? Do you think it's really about equality and diversion and inclusivity? No. They want our kids to be a bunch of little weird hypochondriacs that don't mind being touched, so they don't tell mommy and daddy. These people are a bunch of perverts who had bad shit done to them when they were kids. And it's unfortunate. I wish we could find the ones that did that to you and put them in an industrial-sized wood chipper feet first. But we can't. But it's too late for that. You're already damaged and you have your sights set on our kids, and it's fucking weird. But yeah, commie back in the day, there was a few things worse. And everybody felt that way. White, black, whatever. There weren't no damn communists here. Shit, now they're already here. They're making rules. B Whiskey, thank you. In San Francisco, if a shoplifter stole less than $8.50, they only get a citation. Guess what the thieves did? Brought a calculator to the store. True. Actually, both of these nuts, yeah, you better be kidding. So in San Francisco, actually in California, I had a meeting with somebody who's a pretty prominent lawyer around these parts, and he was telling me that it's $9.50. So $9.50 is the limit. Anything at or below that, they get a citation. So what they're allowed to do, because the prosecutors aren't allowed to stack the charges. So let's say you go into a store and steal $949 worth of shit. And then you go outside and you stash it, and you come back in and steal another $949 worth of shit. And you go back outside and you stash it, and you do this, say, 3 or 4 times. And you get caught. These are 3 or 4 different separate charges. They can't stack them on you to make it a felony or stack up the sentence that you would get. These are each separate events, and you can only be cited for it. Take that with you. I hope you learned your lesson. $950 worth of shit? That's a lot. And you've seen all these smash and grabs and shit like that. Dude, it's sad. We've never been at this point in society ever. I mean, that shit is just, what are we doing? What are we headed toward? What's this country going to look like? Think 20 years ago, in 2002, that wasn't that long ago. If we keep on this path, just think what we're going to look like in 2042. What's that shit going to look like? What's our country going to look like then? If people like this stay in control, stay in charge in 20 years. I shudder to think. It's just going to be fucking Mad Max, Escape from LA, Barbed Wire, all these dystopian movies. That's what we're going to be living in. What is that? Running Man, Total Recall. Yeah, Coop Cooper, you can get a 60-inch plasma for less than $950. You can get a 60-inch plasma for like $600. and then stash it and go back and get another one. You got two 60 inches. You got 120 inches of TV. Yeah. Cedric Lane, Gotham City without Batman. Yeah. Just dark, filthy. You know, it's going to be disgusting. I mean, yeah, 20 years ain't shit. 20 years went by like that. And if you have kids, imagine the world that you're going to leave to them in 20 years. I mean, I'll be at what, my early 60s in 20 years? I'll still be around, but my kids are going to be out on their own dealing with the society that has been created. That's another reason why it's so crucial that, yeah, Greg McNeely, Book of Eli, and we don't even have Denzel to save our ass. But they're going to be out and about. They're going to be adults. They're going to be dealing with this shit. That's another reason why it's so important for us to handle business come November, to oust some of these people. I read this, was it last week or something? There was this meme that I saw, and it said that this will be the first time that Clinton, a Bush, a Cheney, and somebody else won't have a seat in our Congress or our Senate. This was after Liz Cheney got voted out. This will be the first time since like 1980 or so, or the first time ever. It was like the first time in a long time that we wouldn't have one of these monsters in there. Ain't that some shit? So voting is powerful. Voting is necessary. And it's crucial. The stakes have never been higher. The stakes were extremely high in the last presidential election. But now, a year and a half in, coming up on 2 years in, shit. Stakes are even higher. There's even more that we have to lose. I mean, this shit is terrible, man. Yeah, we have to. We got to get him out of here. If we don't, then it's our fault. Fred G, Trump ended political dynasties. I certainly hope so. For good. We have all these fools by the balls. Just imagine look in your hand and imagine all the balls of these corrupt politicians. We have them in our hand. What are we going to do? We're going to let them go, or we're going to crush them? That's what we need to do, is crush them. They've been crushing us. Remember lockdown, 2 weeks? 2 weeks to slow the curve? And most people were like, 2 weeks? I can do 2 weeks. Turned into a lot more than 2 weeks, didn't it? Oh, and this variant, that variant. Oh, don't forget, we're going to take your job. And if you don't take it, you're a piece of shit. You killed your grandma. You can't go here. You can't go there unless you get the jab. Now, oh, our bad. CDC, we're going to hit a reset. Everybody go back to doing what you want to do. Now, whether you're poked or not, it's all good. They just want to see what they could get away with. They wanted to cast their net and see what they could catch. And they found out. And now look at this shit. Man. But anyway, don't forget, mygreengear.com, JerichoGreen.net. And are you among the diet resistant? We've been told forever that diet and exercise are the keys to weight loss, but that doesn't work for everybody, especially after we reach the ages of 35 to 50, where any expert will agree that weight loss becomes much harder. You don't know it, but in the next 30 seconds, you're going to learn how to help skyrocket energy levels, boost your metabolism, and help reach your weight loss goals quicker. Now listen closely. The secret is elevating your ketone levels with an amazing new keto powder. It boosts metabolism, helping making your weight management efforts easier than ever. To further reinforce this fact, it has thousands of satisfied customers. Stop and ask yourself how you'd look in 1 year if you started taking this amazing keto powder right now. Try it today, risk-free for 60 days, simply by going to ketowithjericho.com or clicking the link below. This is time sensitive, so hurry. After entering your details, you'll receive your bag delivered to your doorstep in just a few short days. People, take advantage. Now what? Now, let's talk about this shithead at Duke, the Smollyite. One of one of Juicy Smollett's pupils. So you guys remember that that Duke volleyball player who said, poor thing. She said that she was at a game. She was doing her thing, doing her volleyball thing. I think she was serving. And somebody in the crowd, some boss hog son of a bitch, they're playing at BYU. She said that they were calling her the N-word. So just imagine, right? Lolo, yes, Duke is very play, extremely play. So just imagine you're in 2022, okay? You're at a sporting event and somebody, couple people down, just goes, nigger. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. And it doesn't matter what color you are. Wouldn't that be a bit jolting? Because you're not at a Klan rally. You're at a sporting event. Duke and BYU nonetheless. This ain't podunk shit kick state. This is BYU and Duke University. And so you're at the sporting event and somebody goes, nigger. Would that not catch your attention? Wouldn't that? Oh, what? Not only did they say it once, that's enough, all right, to say it once. They said it repeatedly throughout the game. So nobody's saying, hey, the fuck are you talking about? Security, nothing. Nobody comes and gets this roustabout and gets them out of here. They thought they were at a soccer game in Europe. You want to hear some bad shit at a sporting event? Go to a soccer game in Europe. Let them be playing against an African country or a team with a black player. But somebody is at this sporting event saying that word repeatedly through the whole match, and not even the coach is like blowing their whistle. Hey, hold up. I'm sorry, but I hear somebody over there saying the word nigger repeatedly. Can you do something about it? Nobody did that. And let's be honest. Mr. Kojak, that's hilarious. I love that episode. Nagger, people that bother you. So nobody was like, and look, this is a volleyball game. So it's not packed. All right. There aren't tens of thousands. It's not a basketball game, not a football game. So there aren't tens of thousands of people packed in there to where maybe it's so loud you didn't hear it. The crowd's going wild. What? I didn't quite, what? But this is a volleyball game. If somebody said that shit out loud, you're going to hear it. So somebody's yelling that shit through the whole game. Nothing. Okay. So then she comes out and says, somebody was, right? So, of course, these guilt-ridden white liberals are breaking their necks and falling over themselves to get out there and show that we don't tolerate this. Duke's athletic advisor, whoever, the head of the athletics, this is terrible. It happened to our students, and we're not going to take it. There's no room for hate here. Hey, come here. Come in tight, you dumbass. No shit, there's no room for hate here. No shit. We know that. Quit with your stupid hashtags. Hate doesn't have a home here. Shut up. We know that. So these people took this shit seriously, more serious than they could, because is this a safe space for honesty? Can I be honest with you here? Can I be myself and just tell my truth? Even if it did happen, even if they had it in HD, even if they had it in high definition sound remastered like those DVDs of old songs from the 50s that they try to sell you at midnight. I don't care if he got up on the floor in a microphone and said, nigger. Who cares? It was at a volleyball game with a bunch of grown-ups. Who gives a fuck? Even if he did say it. So why is this national news? But They took it very seriously, right? So I'm talking, they had Foley experts come in. Those are the guys that are experts in sound, Foley artists. They had people come in. They dropped out crowd noise. They got a professional in here to drop out the crowd noise so they could hear what was said. FBI level shit happened here in investigations. And here's another fucked up part. The kid who allegedly did it, they suspended him and banned him from the games before the investigation was complete. But at least BYU had the balls to apologize to him. But they all jumped their little racist hoax gun. Oh my goodness, she's darker than a sheet of printer paper. We gotta believe her. So let's go out here and act like a jackass. All these fools on ESPN and shit, racism, bunch of crying rich bitches. Jumped all over this, had her on there interviewing. Oh my God, what happened? And it turns out they didn't find shit. They found no audio. They said they reached out to more than 50 people. Who knows how many of those people got back to them. But I bet you if you were at that game and you heard that shit, you probably returned their call. They had a full investigation and found nothing. Not to mention that this girl's godmother is a racist piece of shit and she's running for a seat on the to be a judge. She comes from people who hate white people. She said she posted something on her Twitter page that says white people are trash. Let's just think for a second. If some older white lady was trying to get a judge's seat and she had a tweet pretty recently that said black people are trash, how could you depend on her to rule objectively? How could you expect her to rule with no bias? When she posted, black people are trash. So you think a black person that came to her courtroom, whether it be for a criminal trial, family, whatever, if she harbors this hate for black people, how could you expect her to rule objectively? So I asked the same question for the black lady, who I hope does not get elected. I hope everybody knows she's a racist piece of shit, and she has to go back to obscurity. But how do you think she's able to rule objectively if she has a white person come through her courtroom when she clearly believes they are trash? But we live in a world where black people, the Fabergé eggs of ethnicities, no, stop it. I need to get a Fabergé egg. Stop it. Don't say that to them. Yes, say it to the Mexicans, say it to the Asians, say it to the white people, say it to the Indians. Fuck them. But the black people? Oh, how dare you? What up, Brian King B. Falcon? You can't say that to them. Yes, white people are tough enough. They got white privilege and shit. But black people? Stop it. Don't say that to them. Yes, they can say what they want to whoever they want, whenever they want. Yes, they can. But not you, fucking white fucker. Hey, fucking white fucker. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So it turns out it's all bullshit. Nobody ever called you that shit. Why she did this, I don't know. Why did Juicy do it? Attention? I don't know what her home life is like. You got a daddy, girl? What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? And the bigger question is, why are they believing this? Why didn't Duke do some due diligence? Why didn't they do their own investigation before they came out fully supporting this jackass? And they're doubling down. Well, we don't care what BYU says. We stand behind our lying piece of shit. And that stupid coach from South Carolina, the Gamecocks. What's a Gamecock? Anyway, she says, well, we're going to forfeit our game against BYU. I'm not going to subject my girls to that environment. You mean the environment that never was? I did a video about this that I uploaded to my YouTube channel. But even if that was the case, why don't you take those girls there and teach them how to overcome adversity? Take them to the lion's den and have them come out victorious. How do you think that would make those girls feel? What do you think that would do for their self-esteem and their confidence if they went into this racist shithole and came out victorious? Because success is the greatest revenge. That's how you stick it to these one chromosome tobacco chewing sister fuckers. You beat them. Not stay home like, no, I don't want to put him through that. It's too much. Bullshit. It was all bullshit. We knew it was from the beginning. There's no fucking way somebody's going to do that at one of those schools. Again, this is BYU versus Duke. Not two community colleges from nowhere. Two major universities. And you're going to have somebody yell. Not only, they didn't just yell it once, allegedly, but they're yelling it repeatedly throughout the whole match. And nobody says anything. But it's true. It happened. It really happened. Get the fuck out of here. What the man? And these people, these athletic directors and these so-called grown-ups who are supposed to be in charge and shit, they can't believe this. They got to get home and just be like, no way. There's no way that they believe that girl. They know damn good and well that shit did not happen. Through the whole match, nobody ran into this dude at the snack bar. Hey, man, stop saying that. Nobody. Even if this dude was surrounded by white people. He's surrounded by white people. Some white person is going to say, hey, shut the fuck up. But no, not this time. He actually happened to be surrounded by his Klan group, his local chapter of the Klan. That's why nobody said anything. TJ, thanks for the Hamilton. Good seeing you. Well, damn it, good seeing you too, TJ. Good seeing you too. Welcome. Welcome to the party. Thanks, Mr. Kojak. Who loves you, baby? Did Steve change his name to Mendelige? Mendeagle? Why? Is there somebody in here saying stupid shit? It happens sometimes. It happens. Some dummies sneak through. They get past the guards, you know? It's okay. It's okay, man. Shima, 86, thank you. Who the F said that? Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. Exactly. like that's gonna happen. And nobody's gonna. Guys, through the whole match, they're saying this. And nobody's just like, hey, you want to stop saying that shit? The Grape Star 23. Thank you for the Hamilton. Play her. Yes, play the shit out of her. My girl should be kicked out of school. Lose if you got a scholarship or whatever. Even if you don't, you can't go to school here anymore because you're a lying piece of shit. Chuck Lawton, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Why is that not good enough to get kicked out of the school? You're a lying piece of shit. You're stoking racial divides and you're lying. You're lying on another student, not at the school, but you're trying to bring harm to somebody's life and their livelihood. You're painting them with that scarlet letter of a racist, and they didn't even do anything. And if nothing was ever said, then how did you find this guy to kick out? How did you find him? Or did somebody come up to you and say, yeah, it was him? Why? Did they not like him? So you could just go around? This sounds like some Salem witch trial shit. So it only takes one or more people to get you to say something to get you burned at the stake? Somebody just has to come up and level an allegation and or you're out of here until you do the investigation? Come on, man. Josie 818 _ GVMUSA. Jamusa 818. Are you from LA? Remember that dude, Brody Stevens? It's 818 till I die. Yes. RIP. Jericho, I think you should hook up with Ryan, Jeremy, and Eric July. Young Ripper. You'd be a great guest on their Tuesday night main event show. I like you. Ryan is former Navy. Cheers, bro. Oh, well, then I like him already. Yeah, Young Ripper, that dude's cool. I check out his stuff sometimes. My brother sends me some of his videos sometimes, some clips from his shows and shit. I like Young Ripper. Sean Breezy, are you an Uncle Ruckus? Are you asking me? Am I Uncle Ruckus? Do you need to ask that? If you do, then I think you might want to find another comment section. And you know what's funny? People who talk shit. Oh, you're an Uncle Tom. You're fucking coon. Blah blah blah. It's the same hand. It's the same 5 or 6 insults. It's all they got. The shit is funny. Like there was a time when I first got started in this, I was like, man, fuck you, and I still will. Don't get me wrong. I love the low road, but it's the same thing. It's the same handful of insults, and it's fucking sad. And as soon as you start insulting somebody, that means you're out of coherent thoughts. You've run out of ammunition. You've already gone through the short little stack of talking points that you've had baby birded into your brain. So when they say stupid shit like that, or even better, when they start off, that's you might as well write, "Dear Jericho Green, I'm an idiot. Sincerely, idiot," because that's what you are. Stupid. Quitting time, you're right. Smash the thumbs up, Patriots. When she's right, she's right. Hit that like button. Let's affect the algorithms. Josie. Oh, Josie 818. Come on, give me a minute. I went to public school. Thank you again. Would you like me to reach out to them to appear on the show? Yeah, why not? JerichoGreen2018@gmail.com is my email. Yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you. I'd love to hook up with those fellas. It's nice to be around like-minded people sometimes, you know? That'd be cool as hell. I'm already cool with some buddies of Eric July. Gabe El-Tayeb and David Brohawk Williams, both former DC artists. I'll have them on my live next week. But yeah, that'd be awesome if you could do that. Let's see. Raheem L. JG, can you help me put together a YouTube page, please? I don't know what that entails, but yeah, like I said, JerichoGreen2018@gmail.com. Hit me up. Holla at your boy. Let me know. Well, however I can help, I will. Now, if it's some like technical shit, like building a page and these and all that shit, I don't know about that. I'm not very technically savvy. But if it's any insight or advice, that I can give you on YouTube, and as far as, I don't know, what would make you successful on YouTube, I guess. Yes, I'll do that gladly. Matt Steed, I did. Matt Steed says, at Jericho Green, please tell people about Chicago's Safety Act. I do. I talked about that at the top of the live. It's fucking horrible. What Chicagoan that gives a shit about their safety is like, yeah, let them out? Nobody. That is just so stupid. Who would want to usher about their own demise? Now I'm talking about regular, intelligent people, not savages, not these dumbasses who engage in this kind of behavior. I'm just talking about like a regular, everyday person who just wants to live their life and be left the fuck alone. Mellow Golden, that's right. Nice to be around like-minded people. We, out in the world, we're floating through life, and we're bumping in all kinds of dumbasses who believe this woke bullshit and Trump's a racist and I'd vote for him. I'd vote for Biden again. People like that. So when you get into these safe spaces like this comment section, or you talk to somebody who's of like mind, it's really nice. It's refreshing. Fred G, blacks for Trump. Yeah, everybody for Trump. And to think that black folks, there has to be something wrong with us to vote for Trump, well, then you obviously don't know shit, and you don't remember, I don't know, the entire 90s, all of the 2000s up to 2015, where he's shaking hands with all the special ops of race baiters. There's a picture of Trump shaking hands with Jesse Jackson while Al Sharpton is standing there with his hand on his shoulder. Insert rap song here. I'm the Trump of the hood. I'm the black Donald Trump. Don't give me that bullshit. Trump didn't change. He don't have to. People change, not him. The people around him. Everybody who says, oh, and he said it's okay to grab a woman by the pussy. Anybody who says that is an idiot, and don't let them be alone with your children. All right? Don't let them hold your baby. They might drop them. They're stupid. because there's audio that clearly states what he said, but they don't want to see that shit. They don't want that shit in their face. They don't allow the truth to obscure their vision. People. Bryson Gray. Scott says Bryson Gray. I met him at the Uncle Tom 2 premiere. Cool dude. Met him for the first time. I met Damani Felder for the first time. Awesome, great dude. Who else? Topher. I met him for the first time. Gothix. I met her. I'm a fan of hers. Check her out. Gothix. Got to meet Larry Elder, Alan West. What's her name? Carol Swain, the director of Uncle Tom 2 and the first one. So yeah, a lot of cool people, a lot of intelligence. There was a lot of intelligence and success in one room. It was quite overwhelming. Paul says Tom McDonald. I'd like to meet him too. He seems like, I like his message. Seems like somebody who would be who you could have a very interesting conversation with. DM says, who is Roland Martin? Seems a bit left. Yeah, to say the least. He's this jackass. He used to be on BET. He's one of those pro-black, hypocritical pieces of shit that you shouldn't listen to. He's a dumbass. So I don't know what's up. He has like this square, bald in the front shit going on. I don't know. Mr. X says Snoop Dogg, Tupac. Hold on. Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Nas, Raekwon, and said, yeah, they were all on Trump's nuts for some reason until 2015, and then he became David Duke to them. That's why you can't take those people seriously. Dubowski says, what about Candace? I haven't met her, but I'd love to meet Candace Owens. Another intelligent, successful person. And these are good people to be around, because you know what they say, you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas, but not all fleas are bad and not all dogs are bad. So, GJB Films, thank you for the 50. He or she says, hey, Jericho, your fan from Canada, California again. Here's something funny. I've been looking for a good quality girl for 4 years and no progress until I looked in an entirely different country and found one in 3 months. Hey, congratulations, yo hoser. I hope is it serious? You know, you guys, what you guys trying to do? You still dating? You want to get married? Whatever. I don't know how old you are, GJB Films, but don't waste time. If you're serious about this girl, don't get caught in the trap of, I need to be at a certain point before I propose. I want to have this before I propose. I don't feel that you need to create this life or get these things for her before you're ready to propose. If you know she's the one, do it. She'll help you build these things. Don't worry about it. She'll help you. If she's the woman you want to build a life with, if she has your back and you can trust her with your life, she will support you, she will encourage you, and she will help you build these things and acquire these things that you want, that you think you have to get her. Don't waste time. Okay? She's a woman for you. Propose to her. Lock it down. I do recommend you be married, say for a year. Just be married. Enjoy each other. Travel together. Do the things you like to do together. Build that foundation that you're going to build your family on. Because when that baby gets here, that baby don't give a fuck about your plans. They don't care how much sleep you got, what you wanted to do, what you plan to do, what time you got to bed. It's baby time. So if you take that time when you first get married to build that solid foundation, you'll be fine. You'll be able to survive, those first few months of the baby being a baby. Cry, shit, sleep. Cry, shit, eat, sleep, I should say. Yes, Flame Rock, ABL, another great guy. B. Tatum. I was just naming the people I met for the first time. I got to see them again. They were hella cool. But yeah, don't wait. Don't think that, oh man, I got to have this and that. Fuck that. Lock her down, get married, enjoy each other for a while, and then have your family. Because children are for the young. All right. Don't mess around and wait too long. And you're one of these geriatric parents. All right. You got kids on the campus, kids at school. Is that your grandpa? No, it's my dad. So don't do that to them. But yeah, start this life together as soon as possible. If she's the one, get it. And if not, well, then when you do find that girl, Go back and listen to this and apply that. All right. All right. Well, people, that's it. Scott, yeah, Kevin's Corner. I used to listen to him a lot. But anyway, yeah, I got to go into that birthday party that I mentioned, remember? But Faye Knox, yeah, that's right. He says, have kids in your early 20s. Yeah, as early as you can, man. It's not like you're getting them out of the way, but you got to be young to keep up. Your kids are going to want to run and play and do shit. They're extremely active. They get to being a toddler and all that kind of shit. Hey, kids are on the go. Just fall out of bed with your Nikes on. Because when kids wake up redlining. Your kids hop out of bed, especially if you have a little boy. They wake up at 5,000 RPMs. Okay? So be ready for that. Hit the ground running. Your kids want to be very active. So yeah, thank you guys, everybody in the comment section, your super chats, your questions, your comments, everything. I appreciate that. Lord German Husbando says, I'm still trying to find the... Oh, hold on. A comment jumped on me again. I'm still trying to find that ideal guy. Don't worry. He's out there. And ladies, all you have to do to find that ideal guy, find a good man, just be a woman. Just be a good, respectable woman. You are like a light outside in front of your house, and they are the moths. They will be attracted to you. They will see you being in your full womanhood, and they will be attracted to you. Just be a regular, classy woman. That's all you have to do, and they will find you. Scout's honor, I promise. Okay? But I hate when people say, oh, I go to the club, I can't find men. Well, you can't look for filet mignon in the dumpster. You can't go into McDonald's and demand Michelin star food. Doesn't work. Live your life. Go to places where there are good men, wherever that may be, and be a good woman. They'll find you. I swear. All right? I'm going to go to this birthday party, have a good time. My daughter went with my wife, so my son's going to ride with me. We're going to have a great time. We're going to listen to some music. He's going to ask me a bunch of crazy questions and tell me life through his eyes, which is always interesting and funny as hell. Say it with me. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and MyGreenGear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.